Hey there guys, and welcome to this ASMR video. Now, as you can probably tell by the title, today we're going to be reviewing the Amazon Echo. So, I said I would do this review after living with it for a few weeks and seeing what it's like to live with and seeing what it can and can't do. So I've lived with it, I've used it every day, and I think I have a pretty good idea of what it can do, what its limitations are, and I think I can give a good review on it now. So let's get started. So, what is the Amazon Echo? It's sort of sold as an assistant. It can be used for many different things. You can set reminders on it, set alarms, timers. You can play music on it, use it as a speaker. You can ask to look things up. Wikipedia pages, general information. You can even play the odd game with it, although I probably wouldn't recommend many of the games that you can play on it. I mainly use it as a speaker. I don't really need to set reminders for myself. I do use the alarm function every morning. I ask it to find things out for me, and I use it day to day just to try and make things a bit easier. I have mainly used it though for Spotify. It uses voice recognition to play songs for you, so you can tell it to find a particular song, particular artist, or just play something random, in which case it will find a station that it thinks you will enjoy. It tends to find Bring Me the Horizon, Five Finger Death Punch, and Disturbed, sometimes System of a Down. I haven't really been given a station other than those four. It tends to just go for those. So I'm not sure what it really goes off of, because I play a lot of different things from Spotify. But other than that, if you ask for, say, Billie Jean by Michael Jackson, it will find it. It has a tougher time for things that are maybe a little harder for you to pronounce, or if you stumble across your words. For instance, finding Nara by E.S. Padumas. I think that's how it's pronounced, but then again, that's another reason why it can struggle sometimes, because it won't recognise the words, and you've got to be pretty accurate with how you say certain things. So I've had many arguments with it because it hasn't played what I want it to. The good thing is though, it listens very well in terms of picking up where you are and that you are talking to it. You can activate it by saying Alexa. You can activate it by saying Echo or Amazon. The name can be changed within the Alexa app. It has, I think it's got 7 speakers along the top, and it has this ring, which is just a large light, and it tells you from which direction it's picking up the sound. It can listen over music, it can listen over people talking, and so it makes it really handy if you've got a bit of a party going on. That brings me on to the speaker. It's got a very, very nice speaker. I mentioned this when I spoke about it in an earlier video. It's got a large speaker and it's very, very clear. It's got a very nice bass response. Now, bass isn't everything. People tend to go straight for the bass and review something on its bass quality. Well, it's got a very nice bass. It's not overly bassy. It's been leveled out very well. So the mids, especially, they're extremely clear. The high ends, they're good. They're not perfect, but it copes. But the mix of bass, mid, and high, it gives it an extremely high quality sound. It supports Bluetooth. I did try and connect it to the PlayStation 3 because I run the PlayStation 3 through my PC monitor, which doesn't have speakers or anything, so I did try and connect it to that. It recognises it, but it doesn't play anything through it, which is a shame. I think I've tried this with other Bluetooth speakers and it didn't work, so it might be something to do with the PlayStation. To activate the Bluetooth function, you simply say, Alexa, connect Bluetooth device. It then starts searching, shows up really quickly on, say, your phone, and connects almost instantly. It gives an audible beep or a tone when it's connected. Recently, however, it has been connecting, then telling me that it was unable to connect, and then instantly telling me it's connected. So it can never make its mind up, although it's connected. Over Bluetooth, it plays music extremely well. You can control the audio over through your phone, and then via the ring on top. It's got a ring, which is really nice. I like the fact that it isn't covered in buttons for skipping and volume and other such things. It's got a nice little dial, and the LED along the top gets longer and longer around the edge the louder it is. You can also tell Alexa to set the volume to a specific number, 1 being extremely quiet, 10 being its loudest. I have taken it up to 10. It's extremely loud. I won't ever play a speaker on its loudest setting for an extended period of time because it doesn't do the speaker very good. It doesn't do any good. So I always tend to keep it on about 4, and that's plenty loud enough for everyday use. My house isn't it's not extremely big. It's your average sort of British home, you might say, and the sound carries very well through the house on 4. Pushing it up to 6 also sounds extremely nice, and it's not overpowering. So back to Bluetooth and functionality and playing music over Bluetooth. It connects, as I said, very well, and once it's connected, it holds a very strong connection. Unlike my old speaker, which would constantly drop in and out, which was extremely annoying. You'd have to keep the phone in the same room, otherwise that was it wouldn't connect. If you put like a potato in between the phone and the speaker, it cut out, and everybody knows that you keep your potatoes between your phone and your speaker. That's just how you do it. And I found that I can take the phone around the house, and it keeps connection very well. And you don't tend to lose any quality over the Bluetooth either. So what do I use it for other than music? Well, I tend to use it to find out what the weather forecasts are, and it can do in both Celsius and Fahrenheit. I use Celsius, of course, and it gives you a day-by-day weather forecast, so you can ask for it for a specific day. So Alexa, what's the weather like today? What's the weather like tomorrow? What's the weather like Friday? Or you can ask for a whole week's worth of forecast. So Alexa, what's the weather forecast for the week? It will give you a brief forecast for each day. For instance, the weather in Brill will be 7 degrees with light showers, and I think it gives a humidity, but I'm not too sure. I also ask it to find information on just things. You know, if you want to know the score for a game, if you weren't able to watch it, you can say, Alexa, what was the score for the Liverpool game? And it will tell you. I'm not sure whether it tells you who scored though. I can't remember. It also knows some trivia things. If you ask it to find Wikipedia articles, it gives you a brief Wikipedia summary. If you say, Alexa, tell me more, as long as you found it through Wikipedia, it will tell you a little more. And you can stop it from talking just by saying, Alexa, stop. Or as I have found in many a rage, Alexa, shut the up, you know. And it does, surprisingly, so I'm guessing people have said that a lot and they've just made that function. I also test it by giving it different movie quotes, and it recognises a lot of them. If there's a response to it, for instance, Alexa, tell me the truth, it will respond with, you can't handle the truth. But if you give it just a movie quote or a TV quote that doesn't have a response, it just replies with TV quotes or film quotes. So that's really cool. That's a nice little, I call it an Easter egg. I briefly mentioned gaming, I think. You can, through the Alexa app, activate different skills. I have the Game of Thrones trivia skill enabled, and you just tell it to start playing the skill. So Alexa, play Game of Trivia, and it does that. I found it started repeating the question, so but overall it's pretty good. It asks you 5 questions and gives you your score. I of course absolutely nail it every time. They're not difficult questions at all. All you have to do is watch like the first 3 seasons and that's it. It has a built-in skill, I think, unless you do have to enable it. It's sort of like an interactive storytelling game where it gives you different things and you respond. For instance, it will tell you that you've come to a forked road, one's dark, one's light. Brief description, and you respond with, go down the dark road. And it then progresses forward. It's a little slow paced, so I did get a little bored, admittedly. So I told it to stop. But it's got some fun little things like that, if you don't mind. I would like a proper chess game for it. I think I'd really enjoy a real chess game. It's got one, but it's got really bad reviews. Because if you don't say something properly, it ends the game. But a chess game would be extremely useful and very fun on this, if somebody did it right. You can also order things through it as well. Sometimes that might be accidental because it's misheard you, so it's gone off and searched Amazon. Luckily though, it doesn't buy it, it just tells you about it and asks, so you get that second option to say no. It's a little bit of a pain if it adds something to a shopping list, because then you have to go into the Alexa app and manually get rid of it off of your shopping list. but I have ordered things through it. I ordered a cable box. I told Alexa to find me a cable tidy box. It found it. The first one I didn't want, it gave me a second option, and I ordered it. So it does it really well. You can also, for those of you who frequent Domino's, set up a Domino's order for it. So you can tell it to order your Domino's pizza and it has it delivered, which is extremely cool and very space agey. It's I really like that. Shame I don't like Domino's though. In terms of ease of use, I'd say it's very easy to use. It's easy to set up. It takes a little bit of playing around within the app to set it up properly with the app, but other than that, you plug it in and away you go. Almost. You do have to have an account with Amazon, which again takes a couple of minutes to set up. I don't believe you need Prime to use it. I am a Prime member, so I believe I get the Amazon Prime functions and things, next day delivery and such. Unlimited music as well works with it, although you can change your preferred music app. Mine is Spotify, so I've set it to play things off of Spotify over Amazon's unlimited music. I'd also say, when it comes to ease of use, it would be extremely useful for maybe somebody with a disability, and they don't quite have the full use of maybe their arms, their hands. Maybe they can't do something specifically. This has a lot of functions. So say for instance you haven't got the full use of your hands, and especially to use maybe a phone, or you can't get your tablet or iPad or something, playing music through it, extremely handy. So somebody with some sort of disability, definitely recommend it. In terms of price, I think they retail at about £150. That's definitely not too much to ask. I don't think. It was in the sale at around £100. If you can get it for £100, I'd definitely say snap it up. I didn't know whether or not I would find the use for it. Certainly found the use for it. So I probably should have mentioned this earlier. It has 2 buttons on top. I only really use one. It's got a microphone mute function if you don't want it listening. It also has, let's turn this around. So here is the mute button, here is the other button. Well, let's just call it the function button. So when my alarm goes off in the morning, I get up, give it a quick press, and it turns it off. I don't know whether it does anything else. I've never had to use it for anything else. I don't think. So I like the fact that it's not covered in buttons. It gives it a very nice, sleek, very nice, tidy looking design. It's all black. I believe you can get it in white. Black is extremely nice. So it also has a rubber bottom to help it stick to the surface. Although don't get it on anything that might have little crumbs or anything, because it's a pain. Because of the rubbery texture, it gets dirty. It needs a power supply. It doesn't run on batteries. It is powered by the mains. And unlike the dots, it doesn't have an auxiliary out or auxiliary in. So you can't plug your phone into it. But again, Bluetooth works extremely well, and the Spotify, Amazon Music, and radio apps work extremely well. And radio is another thing you can do. You can ask it to play Radio 1, and it will. Ask it to play something on TuneIn, it will. I think that's how it manages its radio function anyway, via TuneIn, which you don't have to have an account, I don't think, which is good. So overall, I'd say it's a very good product if you are this way inclined, if you like things like this, and if you want to be able to just lay in bed, be lazy, ask it to play some relaxing music. If you're like me and you do that a lot, I'd say go for it. It's a good buy for £150, especially for £100. I found that I use it more and more, and it's become definitely like part of my everyday living life. You know, I really hope this stands the test of time. Most speakers I have tend to die within 2 years, so I am hoping that this outlives all of them. So that was pretty much it. I don't want to ramble on too much about it. There are a lot of reviews on the internet for it. I'm not going to go through technical specifications because you don't need to know those outright. If you want to find them out, I'd suggest going to a tech site and not taking my word for the tech specs. This has just been a review on what it's like to live with every day, and I love it. I must say, Amazon have done a really good job. Surprising fact though, I asked it how old it was, and it told me it came out in 2014. Didn't know that, didn't know it was that old. But it works well, and if you've got the money, I'd suggest go out and get one. So I hope you've enjoyed this little review. Hopefully, if you've been thinking about getting one, this review has helped make your mind up. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you enjoyed this review, the pace of it. I did write down a couple of little things I wanted to talk about to make sure I didn't forget. And that's pretty much it. And I will see you all very soon. Bye bye. Bye bye.